What's up, guys and girls on YouTube? Welcome to this episode of Shit Hit the Fan Made Easy. I want to talk about your A and B supply of foods. I have to give a shout out to Urban Combat Survivor because he was talking about MREs and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I was about to really kind of doing a video about how I don't buy MREs. I think they're like a novelty. They're cool to have. I never owned one. I never ate one, but it's cool to have, but it's something I don't want to have in my supply to depend on. One, the shelf life is 10 years. So if you got it 3 years in, you only got 7 years left. Yeah, it's not for me. They were talking about stuff I didn't know about. You really kind of screw with your digestive system, because I guess, they might even put stuff to make your soldiers be more regular and stuff. So I don't understand. I hear a lot of horror stories about soldiers when they first get on MREs. I don't know nothing about that. Like I say, watch Urban Combat Survivors videos about that, or other people's about that to know more. I don't really have any knowledge about that. But like I say, I will switch my, like I said, once you eat all your perishables, I go to my A supply of food. My A supply of food is mostly canned goods. Stuff that's easily heated up or just eat straight out of the can. You can keep it low because you don't want people to know, because people will be starving, and you don't want to be having a nice cookout, or you don't want to be cooking stuff like beans or something's going to take all day to cook. You want to eat quick. You know what I mean? You don't want to be out foraging or doing anything. To me, I'm not in an urban setting. I'm more kind of in the countryside a little bit, next to an urban setting. Kind of like suburbs in a way. But I'm not going outside. I'm not waiting in food lines. I ain't dealing with all the chaos. Everybody just burn herself out. I'm not going any fucking place. I'm staying at the house. And and just arm it up. Like I say, first month or so, A supply of food. Alright. So, it's been a month or so. It's obvious the lights ain't coming back on now. Alright, pretty much we're fucked from there on out. That's when you go to your B supply of food. This is more like staples and sustaining and supplementing hunting and everything else. So what I got here, bread, flour. Rice, 50 pounds of rice is $15. Buy it now. It's cheap. Pinto beans, any kind of beans. They last a long time to dry. They take forever to cook, but like I say, and another big thing people don't worry about, salt. Salt is cheap. Buy a lot of salt. You will be surprised what you could do. Ooh, I'm spilling salt. You could do with salt. I mean, you're going to use it for cooking and a lot of stuff, and a lot of meats, and a lot of drying out meats, and a lot of stuff like that from hunt. Salt is going to be a major thing, because you can go back into the early war that he ain't worth the daily salt, or he ain't worth the salt, or whatever. I can't remember, I'm doing it wrong, but salt at one time was worth more than gold. When shit hits the fan, these things will be sought after. Salt. Alright? And another thing was sought after, like during the World War II and all all that crazy shit that went on, cooking oil, big thing, man. A lot of cooking oil. Buy it. It's cheap now. Something happens, you will be glad you have cooking oil. You can cook anything cooking oil. And something I like to put in my food stores too is sugar. Because you can make anything taste good with sugar. You can make shit taste. You take anything nasty, you put some sugar in it, because you're going to have to accustom yourself to eating nastier foods or foods you're not to it. Spoonful of sugar until you get used to it, be fine. From there on out, like I say, who knows whatever situation, but like I say, first off, you can go to the A supply of food. That can be as big as you feel comfortable. It's like an insurance policy. You buy until you feel comfortable. Then after that, it's cheap to buy now, but like I say, it's an insurance policy. You buy what you feel makes you feel comfortable. And another thing, expect your food supplies. Because when I was pulling some of this out, my other bag of flour like this, a mouse got into it. So, hey, you got to keep an eye on your food supply. Hey, like I say, me coming out and doing this video, I noticed, hey, I had a mouse in my food, And mice are everywhere, no matter how you try to kill them. So that's another thing. Just keep an eye on your food supply. Make sure they're, just occasionally, every quarter, want to go through it and check it out. Alright guys, appreciate you watching this episode. Next week I'll put up another episode. Like I say, give me suggestions that you want me to try to cover or whatever I think about. By all means, I'll catch y'all next week, alright? Manny out.